So with the recent update here in Black Ops 6, they pretty much made every SMG or every gun in this game absolutely insane. They buffed the MP5 as well, better known as the C9 here in Black Ops 6. They overall just made it better in terms of the range, and I honestly kind of do feel like it brought back that OG feeling of the MP5 here in Black Ops 6. But before we do hop into using this OG weapon, don't forget to drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Let's hop right into this OG MP5. Okay, so we have the OG MP5 here on Black Ops 6, and I'm getting completely ran down off rip. That is actually wild. But I want to create the OG MP5 here in Black Ops 6 just for the simple fact that one, it's the OG MP5 here, and we got the MP5 in Black Ops 6, so it's like, why not recreate just the old memories on this game? Two, I also wanted to do it just for also the simple fact that they buffed this weapon as well. They gave it more range on it. I'm here for it in terms of just using this gun for its buff, and I also just want to try out this weapon because it did get that whole, you know, no recoil buff as well, like every single weapon it did in this game. So I just want to give it a go, have some fun with it, and see what we can actually do with this gun, because the MP5 is one of the most iconic SMGs in Call of Duty history. It's whenever it's in every game, it's always meta. Whenever it's in every game, people always gravitate towards it because they always, you know, just remember how good it always was and always is. The MP5 has just, you know, gathered its own respect throughout the years and over the years, which rightfully so, because it's, you know, it's one of the fan favorite weapons. It kills insanely quick. It is very easy to use no matter what. And also kind of feel like they always make the MP5 like the best SMG. I feel like they always make it like the best, you know, all around sub in terms of mobility, in terms of like recoil control, in terms of damage output on it. I feel like they always try to make this weapon the absolute best. I feel like this gun right here just tends to never get nerfed because they, you know, they always want it to be like that top superior weapon, which of course I can 100% respect that as well, especially after all this time that it's been in Call of Duty. It's kind of like, I even nerf this thing ever down to the ground. Like, I feel like this is one of the weapons that you do unlock very quick in Call of Duty every year. I'm pretty sure in this game right here, this was like the first SMG you actually do unlock out of all of them, so it makes sense. They're of course going to push the weapon out as much as they can and just get as much people to use it as much as possible. And I could be totally wrong when I say this. I think the MP5 goes back to Call of Duty 4 Remastered. I want to say that's the first time we've got it. Don't quote me on that specifically. I don't know the full stats on it. I'm not 100%, you know, the stat wizard of all of it, but I can sit here definitely tell you that it definitely went back to like maybe 2006, maybe, you know, all the real OG back in the day Call of Duty games. So the MP5 has been around for a long time, and it definitely has cemented its name in history for surely. But like my first experience with the MP5 just in general was back in Modern Warfare 2019. That was like first time I've kind of really like got to experience at like a OG kind of weapon, because before that I'm pretty sure we had what, Black Ops 4, I think. I really don't even know at this point how many Call of Duties we had, or like what's the exact order of some of these games. But Modern Warfare 2019 was the year that I got to experience the MP5, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually fell in love with the MP5 during that game. For it to be my first experience in that game, they definitely did capitalize that up in like perfectly, in my personal opinion. Even though Modern Warfare 2019 wasn't like the best game ever, it was still a great game in terms of just capturing the MP5 and just the aesthetic of it, and just like the whole preference, and just making the MP5 absolutely insane. I just love that thing. And then obviously the MP5 had its popularity as usual, but once Warzone came out, oh my gosh, Warzone took like the MP5's popularity to like a different kind of level. Like, it was actually insane. Like, now it's to the point where the MP5 is just like a household name, because MP5 got so good as well in Warzone. Like, it became like one of the main SMGs you would use in that game. And then, you know, Warzone obviously was just so popular at a certain point in time that it literally just brought the MP5 out, and everybody simply packed out the MP5. And of course, that was the last Call of Duty game where the official names of guns, like ever since that COD, we haven't had like normal names on weapons, and especially in Cold War actually was the last COD that we had regular gun names. I'm pretty sure the MP5 was called the MP5 in Cold War as well. But speaking of Cold War as well, I even used it in Cold War, and I fell in love with it even in there. Like, even that MP5 in Cold War became very popular as well in Warzone. Got even bigger when it came to the MP5's just name. And like, the MP5 is one of those SMGs that's so easy to use no matter what. Me bringing it back here in Black Ops 6, or at least bringing back the OG class of it all, definitely was something like that was just like a no-brainer to do. I'm happy that Church actually did bring it back here in this game, even though it is very different from any other sort of MP5 that we ever gotten. Obviously you have the MP5, then you have the MP5K, you have like, you know, different variations of the MP5 in its own. But this one right here, I want to say it resembles the MP5K more than anything, just because honestly it's so different from the actual original MP5. Like, usually it has like that circle sight on it, but in this game right here you actually can't get that circle sight at all. Like, no matter what barrel you put on, you can never get that circle sight ever again. So that kind of sucks. I actually did like the circle sight more than anything. That's like one of the most satisfying things to use in Call of Duty history, in my personal opinion. Like, it definitely was something I look forward to whenever I did use this SMG. But I think Treyarch adding it back into this game definitely was one of the greatest touches that they could have done. Only downside is that the simple fact that it also doesn't have the gun name. They named it the C9. literally for some weird reason. I don't know where they get the C9 from, but obviously we have no choice but to accept it for what it is, because you know we can't change gun names. And I know I said this before, like I think when the game first came out, I spoke about like how the gunsmith in this game really isn't the greatest, because it's practically just one dimensional. Like every attachment is literally on every single gun, every gun feels the same, every single, you know, weapon has the same class setup to it. It's just nothing seems to be like different, like nothing seems to be very unique. I feel like with this year we can't even like recreate OG iconic Call of Duty guns unless you have like the base weapon for it. Like for example, like the other day I uploaded a video on the Tommy, and I wasn't able to create the Tommy in this game unless I had hit Prestige 1 and got the blueprint for it. So without the blueprint I can't recreate the Tommy whatsoever, like no matter what. Even though the Tommy was basically this C9 SMG right here, you can't make the Tommy at all. Like I could put the same attachments that blueprint had on this weapon right here, but I will literally never get that Tommy look whatsoever. So I basically need the blueprint in order to get the Tommy gun. And then we also have the VMP in this game, which you do unlock at Prestige 8, but you also can't create that weapon as well because that weapon is basically the Jackal PDW, but you can't put, you know, those same VMP attachments on the Jackal to get all the VMPs look on the Jackal. So it's annoying, it sucks, but the gunsmith this year really isn't the greatest, but being able to recreate this OG MP5 because we had the base definitely was clutch.
No? Good. Get on your feet. Security. Take your Bravo underway. Speed secured. Hands off the merchandise. Hostile long gun. Mark. Incoming Semtex. Smoke.
TACOM, we're flying on cue. Radio returning to...
You're done. Take it out. At the lead. Now hold it. Took out their 25. Not a kill.
No, oh my fucking god. I don't know, the game does not want me to succeed right now for some odd reason, bro. It's just not working out for me, and I ain't gonna lie to you right now, I'm not even gonna sit here and stress about it. I'm just simply not gonna do it. Truly just not gonna do it. I don't know how my teammate never killed this kid up top, but this is the OG MP5 here in Black Ops 6. As you can see, I do got the OG Red Tiger camo here just to give it just some like throwback vibes when it comes to Call of Duty. You know, whether they change like an iron sight on it or change like just one little thing on it, MP5 will always be the MP5 and be one of the most consistent SMGs you can rock in Call of Duty, whatever game that it actually is in. This is like the only first year I kind of feel like it did lack, but it was only just for the simple fact that SMGs struggle a lot in this game. So that's why I kind of felt like this thing was the greatest. But over the buffs, over the last month or so since this game has fully been out, they just made this thing absolutely insane, and just constantly with every buff that it does get better, it just gets that overall old feeling of using the MP5 just back in the day of just honestly just shredding people. So if you haven't given the MP5 a go yet here in Black Ops 6, I definitely suggest, you know, giving it a go. Of course, you probably have used it, but like really just sit down and use it for a day and just, you know, have fun with it. Really just absorb just the feeling of this weapon and just, you know, simply sit down and just main it for a day. Because once you main a gun for a day, it'll simply just change how you know, just view it. With the new recoil pattern here in Black Ops 6 for this weapon, it makes it just a lot easier to understand guns and, you know, just understand them in terms of the recoil pattern, and just honestly have just a new profound love for these guns. They literally gave this thing basically free aimbot and literally just the freest amount of zero recoil factor I've ever seen in my life. I definitely would personally take advantage of that and just, you know, use the MP5 and just go absolutely just insane with this thing. But I'm kind of stricken up again. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I might just see if I can get this new. No, my gun didn't want to shoot, bro. Oh my god, it's like it sets up for the first 20 and then it says nah. Like, it just doesn't work out for me. But that's enough Black Ops 6 for me today. Honestly, the game is basically done. It's over with. This lobby did not want me to succeed at all, so I just honestly have to accept it for what it is. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and I will see you guys in the next one.